Welcome back to another Tuesday Trivia. I have another 10 movies for you today. I'm going to read the synopsis and you try to guess what the movie is. So let's get right to it. What's up, physical media and trivia fans? Welcome back to another edition of Tuesday Trivia. This week I'm going to go ahead and tell you the theme right off the bat, and that is 90s Sci-fi. So I'm doing 90s Sci-fi this week. I chose the titles based on movies that I like. Not necessarily the greatest, but these are all movies that I like quite a bit. Again, I have difficulties ranging from very easy to pretty difficult. I am going to read the synopsis minus any identifying names, places, words. I'll redact those or take them out. And then I'll give you some more clues. If you don't get it from the synopsis, I will then give you the year of release. I will then give you the top 3 billed cast in reverse order, and then the director, and then the answer. And again, this week I have fun facts for you. I do not have Flo the Dog with me today. She has abandoned me for hanging out with my kid. So she's not co-hosting this week. It's just me. Maybe she'll show up, but I don't know. So let's get right into it. Movie number 1. It's 1999 in volatile LA, and vice cop turned street hustler Lenny Nero is plying his squid trade discs that offer the wearer the chance to experience any vice. The seedily likable Lenny draws the line at peddling snuff clips until one capturing the murder of his friend, hooker Iris, shows up. Lenny's in way over his head and turns to self-sufficient security agent Mace to save him. The phenomenal Blank heads up the screen and kicks major butt, while the generally cerebral Blank, the co-star, shows why someone could care about his desperate lowlife. The director is an action expert and struts on the film's dark visuals while offering some emotional impact with her Society on the Eve of Destruction saga. Whew, that is a long synopsis, and I will warn you, for some reason, all of these movies that I picked based on, what I like, I pick them first and then I go to the synopses. All of these synopses seem to be very long. This is just the first in a long line of long synopses. So the year of release is 1995. The cast is Juliette Lewis, Angela Bassett, and Ralph Fiennes. So I know that's spelled like Ralph, but I'm pretty sure it's pronounced Rafe. I do my best in pronunciation of all these names. The director is Kathryn Bigelow. So Kathryn Bigelow, Oscar winner and director of Near Dark, among other things, directed this one, and this movie is Strange Days. Strange Days. This movie is so dark. It is bleak. But this is a cyberpunk thriller that goes very dark. And Michael Madsen is Michael Madsen in it? Tom Sizemore is in it. Is great. Everybody's great in their roles. It is really dark, really good. I recommend it if you're into cyberpunk, into bleak sci-fi. This one fits the bill. The fun fact that I have for you for this one is that James Cameron drew on his research for The Terminator when he wrote the script for his ex-wife, Kathryn Bigelow. He said that it gave him a healthy fear of future tech. Apparently they were already divorced at this time, but he did write this script. It sounds like an amicable divorce, which is great. They're adults. Good thing it sounds like they handled it that way. I don't know anything about their personal life, so if it was messy or anything, you can comment, sure, but I'm not feigning ignorance. I am ignorant of the situation. It just sounds like they were amicably divorced. Movie number 2. Brooding city of gloom floats in a sunless world with skylines nightmarishly changing as its residents sleep. The city seems to belong to no era, looking at times like a neo-goth music video and at others like a work of German expressionism. Sometimes it just looks like 60s Cleveland. Director Blank seems to have wanted to make a futuristic film noir like Blade Runner, but gets lost somewhere along the way. He does, however, keep the style. Disfigured Dr. Schreiber is forced by a dying race of pasty-faced, long-coated aliens to use humans as guinea pigs in an attempt to find out what makes them tick. John Murdoch wakes up in a hotel room with a dead body and no memory of his life. Searching for his past, he wanders through one incredible set after another. But is it real or is it hypodermically injected? Blank is a detective who only wants to stop the grisly murders. Garbled story rewards persistence at the end. So this is a mixed bag of a synopsis. It seems like they didn't love it, but they thought it was worth watching. Either way, it's a long synopsis, and the year that this came out is 1997. 1997. The cast is Kiefer Sutherland, Jennifer Connelly, and Rufus Sewell. Or Rufus Sewell? Sewell? The director is Alex Proyas, director of The Crow. And this movie is not The Crow, it is Dark City. So I liked Dark City quite a bit. It sounds like Video Hound's Golden Movie Retriever didn't love it, but they think it's worth checking out. I agree, it is worth checking out. The fun fact that I have for you for this movie is that Proyas insisted on shooting practically whenever possible. He had stages and sets built for the film, some of which transformed and moved via hydraulics. The rooftops that Murdoch runs across were used in The Matrix in the opening scene with Trinity. Trinity running from the cops and the agents across the rooftops. Same set. Movie number 3. Only director Blank could make a movie based on a series of 1960s trading cards. Intentionally tacky, this huge-scale epic spoof of monster, sci-fi, and disaster flicks finds moronic President Dale, his frigid wife, and cast of thousands battling the green-skinned invaders. Plot zigzags wildly throughout, but the gist is that the aliens are bent on destroying the population and have little trouble battling the bumbling humans. Blank is the hilariously deluded alien hugger Professor Kessler. The pick goes all out for the camp laugh, but its big budget effects, way over the top style, and all-star cast can't conquer the audience. Ooh, so they did not like this one. The release year is 1996. The cast, and this is just top billed, there were a lot of big names in it. It really is an all-star cast with tons of big names, fun cameos. But the cast is Martin Short, Glenn Close, and Jack Nicholson. And the director is Tim Burton. Did you get this one? Tim Burton, alien attack movie. Mars Attacks. So it is Mars Attacks. That exclamation point is in the title. Not a ton of movies have punctuation in their titles, but some do. The fun fact I have for you for this one is that Burton intended to rely more heavily on stop motion animation for the film, but had to switch to CGI from Industrial Light and Magic due to budget cuts. So he wanted to do more stop motion animation, which we know he loves, based on his output and his work, but apparently they were running behind schedule and the studio was worried about going over budget. So they switched to CGI, but it still looks pretty good. It's fun. Movie number 4. A robo-yuppie data courier has overextended the storage capacity in his head and must download his latest job before his brain turns to applesauce. Aided by an implant-enhanced bodyguard, underground hacker rebels called Lotex, and a former doctor battling a technology-induced epidemic, Blank is on the run from the corporation that wants his head, literally. Freshman director Blank can't seem to get a handle on the plot and doesn't get much help from Gibson, who combined characters and scenarios from his other books. Action sequences and computer effects are appropriately spiffy, preventing a total system crash. Once again, I left an author's name in there. I like to reward those of you who read books. You're a special kind of media consumer, so thank you for reading books. So I left Gibson in there. The year is 1995. The cast is Ice-T, Dina Meyer, maybe Meyer, and Keanu Reeves. And the director is Robert Longo. Robert Longo. Did you get this one? The author is William Gibson, if that helps. And this movie is Johnny Mnemonic. So Johnny Mnemonic is an imperfect cyberpunk sci-fi film, but it is a lot of fun, and I watch it a couple times a year probably, or once a year maybe. The fun fact that I have for you on this one is that director Longo created a series of illustrations in the late 70s, early 80s called Men in the Cities that featured images of men falling or contorted in some way. Many of them wear suits and ties identical to Johnny's outfit in the film. The series also inspired the opening credits imagery of Mad Men, the TV show. Movie number 5. 40 years after a plague wipes out 99% of the human population and sends the survivors underground, scientists send prisoner James Cole to the 1990s to investigate the connection between the virus and seriously deranged fanatic Jeffrey Goins, whose father happens to be a renowned virologist. Director Blank's demented vision is a bit tougher and less capricious than usual. The convoluted plot and accumulated detail require a keen attention span, but as each piece of the puzzle falls into place, the story becomes a fascinating sci-fi spectacle. Blank drops the pretty boy image with a nutsoid performance that'll make revelers stop swooning in a heartbeat. Inspired by the 1962 French short La Jetée. So I left La Jetée in there because it's a 1962 French short film that not everybody's seen, and maybe not everybody knows that this movie was adapted from that. But I figured to give you an extra clue. Why not? The year is 1995. The cast is Brad Pitt, Madeline Stowe, and Bruce Willis. And the director is Terry Gilliam of Monty Python's Flying Circus fame. Did a lot of their movies. He did the animations for the circus for Monty Python. And this movie is 12 Monkeys. 12 Monkeys. Made into a TV show, which I haven't seen, but I did like 12 Monkeys. It's a lot of fun. It's very Gilliam. And the fun fact that I have for you for this one is writers David and Janet Peoples were asked by the studio to adapt La Jetée into a feature film. When they finished the script, they thought it was so weird and complex that only Ridley Scott or Terry Gilliam could put it to screen. And as we know, Terry Gilliam did put it to screen and did a good job. Movie number 6. As Bugs Bunny would say, of course you know, this means war. Giant arachnids prove to be an invincible opponent with zero tolerance for things with less than 4 legs in Blank's comic book-styled epic slaughter fest. The futuristic, fascist, co-ed mobile infantry, led by renegade commander Rashak? I can't remember how to pronounce that. Does battle with the sinister arthropods, usually resulting in much human bloodshed. The high body count includes many young actors, but unlike this director's previous release, their careers should remain relatively unscathed. The acting is straight out of a Mattel toy factory, but the action and confrontations with the enemy insects are a thrill thanks to computer animated special effects. cheesy, bloody, good fun if you can ignore the fact that fascists are portrayed as the good guys. Based on the 1959 novel by Robert A. Heinlein. Again, I left the author in there of the book that this is based on. And I have part of my fun fact addresses that fascism claim there. But the year that this was released is 1997. The cast is Michael Ironside, Denise Richards, and Casper Van Dien. The director is Paul Verhoeven. Paul Verhoeven has done so many good things. And the movie that they're referring to that ruined young actors' careers is Showgirls. And I believe they're talking about Elizabeth Berkley from Saved by the Bell. This movie is Starship Troopers, not Showgirls. Starship Troopers. The fun fact that I have for you for this one is the film is often misinterpreted as being pro-fascists, despite the good guys being an obvious caricature of a zealous population bent on dominance. In fact, Verhoeven couldn't even finish the Heinlein book it was based on, and he called it too right-wing. So Verhoeven definitely does not support fascism, or didn't at that time. I don't know what he's up to nowadays. And the film is often kind of, the point kind of goes over people's heads. It is a propagandized society. They are kind of nationalistic for Earth, I guess. And, you know, and they're going after these aliens who are in danger of being genocided. Xenocided? That's what Orson Scott Card called it. Anyway, movie number 7. Typically scary and weird, Blank Production finds a security guard saving the life of a computer game designer. They both get sucked into one of her alternate reality creations and are pursued by assassins. In this future world, game players are literally hooked up to their computer with an umbilical-like cord plugged directly into their spines. No doubt the fantasy of teenage boys everywhere. Surreal visuals and excellent performances won't help the viewer keep track of what's going on, but for the director, linear plotting is rarely the point. So this is another mixed synopsis. I don't know if they really liked it. I loved it. The year of release is 1999. The cast is Ian Holm, Jude Law, and Jennifer Jason Leigh. And the director is David Cronenberg. And this movie is Existenz. I have an Existenz t-shirt. I should have worn it for this trivia day, but I didn't think of it. The fun fact that I have for you for Existenz is the motel featured in the movie is the same location used for Schitt's Creek's Rosebud Motel. It is the real-life Hockley Motel in Ontario, Canada. Huh. That's pretty cool. Movie number 8. Definitely a First. A religious/mathematical thriller about a man obsessed with decoding the real name of God. Max is a genius mathematician who believes everything can be understood in terms of numbers, so he works on his home-built supercomputer to unravel the stock market. Max begins to suffer hallucinations and blackouts just as his work draws the interest of both a high-powered Wall Street firm and a Hasidic Kabbalistic sect. Kabbalistic? I don't know. The year is 1998. The cast is Ben Shankman, Mark Margolis, and Sean Gullett. The director is Darren Aronofsky, who's made quite a few good movies. This movie is Pi. Pi from 1998. Very good one. Black and white. Fun fact I have for you is that Aronofsky shot the film on 16mm with a rarely used 1.68 to 1 aspect ratio. He did so to get close to the golden ratio of 1.618, also known as the divine proportion. So he's going for a mathematical numbers thing with his choice of aspect ratio. Movie number 9. Let me get a drink first. Movie 9. Claustrophobic sci-fi thriller about 6 people who inexplicably wake up chained together in a bare room attached to other bare rooms that are fiendishly booby-trapped. They are forced to work together in order to escape. The fact that the bizarro force holding these people hostage is never explained may escape you, since your senses will be dulled by the bad acting and lack of plot. Not as much fun as spending an hour and a half in a refrigerator box. Yeesh. They really didn't like this movie. I liked it. That's why I chose it. The year is 1998. The cast is David Hewlett, Nicole DeBerre, and Maurice Dean Wint. The director is Vincenzo Natali. And this movie is Cube, which spawned a couple of sequels and an Asian remake. I'm not sure if it was Korean. I don't remember. The fun fact that I have for you for this one is that the film was reportedly shot using just a single 14-foot by 14-foot set. The wall panels could be switched out and the lighting could be changed to give the illusion of unique cube rooms. So that's pretty ingenious. I mean, that's great low-budget filmmaking right there. It's amazing. Movie number 10. Cross between Alien and The Shining has Blank heading an ensemble cast out to rescue a prototype spaceship that's been missing for 7 years. Their own spaceship is sabotaged by their own demons and certain extraterrestrial ones too, that cause much mayhem on their once peaceful mission. I have a bone to pick with the word extraterrestrial in here. I don't think extraterrestrials have anything to do with what's going on in this movie. But the year is 1997. The cast is Kathleen Quinlan, Lawrence Fishburne, and Sam Neill, the late, great Sam Neill. The director is Paul W.S. Anderson, not Paul Thomas Anderson, Paul W.S. Anderson. And this movie is Event Horizon. Event Horizon. It's so good. I watch it so much. The fun fact that I have for you is the studio rushed production when it became clear they wouldn't be able to release Titanic in the summer. With a relatively low budget and a 10-week pre-production schedule, Anderson was forced to go with a rookie production designer, Joseph Bennett. The gamble paid off. The unique design of the ship's interiors and the gravity drive chamber are now iconic. That's cool. You know, both of those little factoids and the fun fact that, you know, they rushed this to have a summer blockbuster. I don't think it did that great. I saw it at the theater when it came up. Over Titanic, which is kind of weird. They're definitely not, you know, on equal footing there as far as budget and blockbuster status go. And then to have that rookie come in and do a great job. But that's it. 10 films, 10 synopses, 10 guesses. Hopefully you got several of them. Maybe you got them all. Let me know in the comments. If you want to like and subscribe, I would appreciate that quite a bit. If not, that's okay. I appreciate you watching to this point. But in the meantime, you will see me the next time I post. Thanks.